with wind that we need. This is a really rare thing to find because normally when you have wind and water, the wind is causing the water to have lots of waves. So that's kind of one of the biggest limitations of our park style discipline is that most kiteboarding spots aren't flat enough for us. So even if the spot's not flat enough for us, it's still a good kite spot. You can still do the big air, you can still race. If the waves are big enough, you have fun in the waves. So kiteboarding is not limited by the spot necessarily. As long as there's wind and water, you can kiteboard everywhere. And I know that's what Paul is working on, is finding everywhere in the Philippines that is possible. And I know when I first got here this year, I actually went with a friend down to the south side of the island here. I forget what it's called, but we basically just saw the wind on the forecast, drove down to the beach, and just looked on Google Maps and was like, oh, there's a little resort and that beach looks pretty big, and we just showed up and kited there. And we were probably the first kiteboarders to ever kite there, and it was fun. I mean, it's not as perfect as Blue, but it's an amazing spot to ride, and there was no one around, and we had it to ourselves, and that's the exploration part. We can really go anywhere with it. So as far as being able to learn, you don't need the perfect flat to be able to learn to kite. So you could open a kite resort and a kite school on almost any beach that's exposed to the wind in the entire Philippines. So the fact that it's been so focused on Boracay, and I think the other popular spot is called Kingfisher on the north of this island. That's only been 2 spots, so there's still so many spots that have probably never had a kiteboarder show up that are just dream locations. So there's a lot of exploring to be done in these islands for sure.